What's up, y'all? It's your girl Stephanie, and today we are taking a tour of my body. This is my tattoo video, my current tattoos, my most requested video, I think, ever. This is the thing that I get asked over and over again. I don't know why I feel so awkward filming this, and I think I'm making it a little bit more awkward for myself because I am currently standing, because I thought it would make it easier to move around and show y'all some things. But yeah, before we get into it, if you haven't yet, please make sure to subscribe below. Come join the sisterhood. No matter your true pronoun or gender identity, come join the family. All right, let's get started. I honestly never thought I would be filming this video. It's just like, you know, these are things that I put on my own body. I feel like they're quite public. You can see a lot of them in photos and stuff, but yeah, I just never imagined I'd be filming this. And then I just got requested so much, and you know, I love y'all and I want to film videos that you want to see. So I decided, why the hell not? I also get to share some of my like cool friends and really, really great artists. So I would say my tattoos fall into a few categories. So the first category would be like tattoos that I had an idea about, and I think these are the tattoos that you get when you're like really young and you're just starting to get tattoos. It's like you have an idea for something that you want, you don't really care who does it, you just want to like walk into a shop, get it done, and that's that. The second category I think would be designs from a certain artist. So say like a certain artist is really well known for one thing, I have tattoos like that, or tattoos from their own flash. Then the third one would be designs that I kind of have envisioned, and I want to go to a particular artist to get it done because I like their style, or I've seen similar things from them and I feel like they can really make my design come into fruition. And then the last one I would say would just be like random spur of the moment ones that are like tattoo parties. Like I have a few tattoos that are like little teeny tiny things. I wish I didn't have to say this, but I want to say this before we really get into it. If you see a design on me that you really like, please do not copy it directly and put it on your body. Don't copy it and like put it in the exact same place on your body. I totally understand if you are inspired by a certain design and you want something like along those lines, but definitely do not like get a screenshot from this video, bring it to another artist and have them do that directly. That actually just happened to my friend Adam. Someone took one of his designs, gave it to another artist, had them tattoo that on their body without ever giving Adam any credit or anything. Like that's somebody's art. That's, you know, somebody came up with that. So you need to give credit where credit's due. Don't just copy people's designs. It's kind of a little bit wild to me. I feel kind of bad having to say all this, but you know, just gotta get it out there. All right, so my first tattoo that I got was when I was 18, and it is on my foot. It says La Femme d'Argent, which is an Air song. It means the woman of silver. I absolutely loved Air, and I still do love Air so much to this day. When I listened to that song back then, like, you know, when I was 15, 16, 17, I used to listen to it like every single day. And it really embodied a woman who was so graceful and strong and dignified and badass, and I just really wanted to put that on myself to foresee myself as that in the future, you know, because I wasn't confident in who I was when I was 18, and I really wanted to kind of boost it and put that on my body to remind myself that that's like who I want to be. And I feel like, you know, if I do say so myself, no, I'm just kidding. But I still do love that tattoo. I got that one done in Oakland at Tattoo 13. Unfortunately, I don't remember who did it because it was like one of that first category that I talked about where I wanted it to tattoo. I didn't know artists at the time, so I just got it done. I will say, you know, that was during the time of like MySpace into Facebook, way before Instagram was ever a thing. So being knowledgeable about other people's art and other people's work so freely like wasn't quite a thing yet. Instagram has really enabled us to have so much access to different artists. I mean, a lot of, maybe like all of my new tattoos are because of Instagram, or because I've seen them on Instagram and then I, you know, saw other of their friends through Instagram, so it's great. But at the time, I didn't know anything, so I just went to a tattoo shop and got that done. Pretty soon after that one, I got this one done, which is like a little yin-yang right in the back of my arm there. That one was done by my friend Pemex. We were already friends by then. I just told him I wanted a yin yang, like a little baby one there. This is the one that actually, I think my mom saw this before she saw the one on my foot, and somehow was like quite unbothered by it. I was really surprised. She actually was way more upset like 2 years before or something. I had shaved the side of my head. Way more upset about that than this. And maybe it's because it's a yin yang, so she was like, okay, that's fine. But she definitely wasn't prepared for like all the rest that happened. But yeah, just a cute little thing. Pemex also did this little camera that I have on my arm here. That was done at a tattoo party. It was Aaron Kai. If you remember my old place in LA with the wave mural in the background, oh my God, so beautiful. I miss that all the time. He's the one who painted that, and Aaron Kai was having a party in Miami at Art Basel, and Pemex was tattooing. So Aaron Kai drew out this little camera for me, and then Pemex tattooed it for me at the party. Soon after the little yin yang, then I got this moth from my friend Caesar in San Francisco. I would say this more looks like a butterfly with a misfits skull on it than a death moth. I will say that. This is my friend Caesar, and I don't think that he had been tattooing for that long at that point. I don't know. But, it's not the best tattoo on my body, but also it doesn't mean that I don't like it. Are there other death moths that are better than it? Yes, but is this still a tight tattoo to me? Yes, it is. Like, you'll see some of the tattoos on my body are not like the most beautiful and the most elegant tattoos, but I kind of like that. I like that some of my tattoos look a little mean, so that's kind of the style that I like. So that was the next one after that. I got that done by my friend Caesar. Not talking shit or anything, I'm just saying. It's more like a little butterfly with a little skull on it. The next tattoo I got was from Heather Bailey at Blackheart Tattoo in San Francisco. Now this is one of those situations where I just wanted this design. It's like a very American traditional design that I've always really liked. And I walked into Blackheart because I know they have great artists. I saw that Heather was working that day. We talked about it. She drew it up, and that was that. So this is a holding hands tattoo with a nice flower in the background. This is just a tattoo that I've always really liked. Next up, we got my biggest tattoo for sure. It's this peony on my forearm, and it wraps around. So there's one large flower, bunch of leaves, and then we have another smaller flower out here. This is done by Tally Matthew. I feel like he worked with the space well because I already had the moth, and I already had the camera and the hand holding over here. The way that Tally works, like a lot of different artists, is that he like freehands it. So he just started drawing with a pen in the area, kind of connecting to different areas, and then it turned into this. I really think it's such a beautiful tattoo. My aunt who passed, like her house was like covered in these like peony, it was kind of crazy actually. Her house is covered in these like the peony like tapestries, kind of like old Asian ones, where her bedding and her couch and her curtains all had the same exact print on it, like super old school. And she had passed, and I always really loved peony, so I decided to go to Tally for this because he's actually very well known for this flower, as well as other designs like it, but I knew that I, had loved his work for a long time. So definitely is my largest piece. Okay, here's the other thing I think that we need to discuss before moving on is that not every tattoo needs to have meaning behind it. Some tattoos are just cool, or you want that on your body, or you want like that artist to put something on your body because you like their work. So I think a lot of my next tattoos, some of them have meaning, but I just like the art for some of them. So if you're coming up to a person and they have a bunch of tattoos, you don't necessarily have to ask them like, what do they mean? Because sometimes they're just somebody's art on your body. Let's talk about my friend Adam. So here is my first piece from Adam, which is a black widow with a woman's face on it. Pretty freaking sick. He's quite famous for this design, and I am sad, to be honest, that I put it back here. I wish I would have put it somewhere more visible for myself because I just really love this tattoo. But it is a really great place for it, just right in the back of my arm there. I actually asked him to make the face look a little bit like mine. So he made the eyes like mine and he kind of tried to make the mouth a little bit like mine. Yeah, she's just badass. I freaking love her. So that's the first one from Adam. Second one I have is this SF tattoo here, which is a matching tattoo that I have with Segundo. I think I bought it. It was like for his birthday a couple years ago, maybe even 3 years ago. We got this. Just like a little San Francisco SF in barbed wire. It's just like a cool matching tattoo to have because that's where we met and he's my best friend. I love him so much. And then the last one I have from Adam is this little dragon boy here. So this is from something that's really unique that Adam does. He repurposes slot machines. So he'll take apart a slot machine, put his flash in it, and then you pull the slot machine and whatever like 3 things match up, he'll create a tattoo out of it. I believe it landed on the kiss, the dragon, and then your choice or my choice. One of those. We kind of talked about it though, and I like the idea of like a little Chinese boy wearing it. I definitely want to get more dragons in the future, and I love Adam's concept of the slot machines. Again, those one of those things I think, you know, that is getting copied by other people. He came up with that, which is really cool, and he might be moving beyond the slot machines pretty soon. It's hard to be a very, very original person in a world where people appreciate that originality and they want a little piece of it for themselves. I'm honestly getting kind of lost now. Okay, oh, let's talk about this one. This one was like in between some of the Adam ones. This is just like a freaking scary ass looking scorpion, multi-headed scorpion with pinchers on his tail. This is by Sergei Kartoha. He is a Russian tattoo artist. Now this is an example of, you know, I think Adam was as well, but this is an example of somebody that I was following on Instagram. He lives in Russia and I DM'd him and I said, hey, I'm in LA. If you're ever in LA, please let me know. And then a few months later, he came to LA and that's how I got this guy. Sergey was definitely very heavy-handed with the needle and a lot of this turned into scar tissue. So if you look pretty closely, there's a lot of white in there. And I remember this was actually probably my most painful tattoo of all. Even though it's in a very like meaty area, it freaking hurt. And Segundo got tattooed by him on his neck. And I remember Segundo lying on that table and there was like paper underneath him, you know, like to keep the table sanitary, I guess. But when Segundo got up off the table, it was completely soaked in sweat. Like, oh, honestly, that just sounds so painful. Nothing against Sergey at all. I mean, that's just how he tattoos. Again, I don't mind that it looks like this, and I don't mind that's a little bit scarred up because that's just the look of it, and it looks freaking mean, and I'm kind of into that. But I would say, yes, this was like a very intense tattoo. It's very raised, very scarred, and it's not like I picked at it too much either, but it took over a month to heal, which is pretty wild because like I just got this one I got it a week ago and it's almost done, but obviously you can see there's a huge difference in the thickness of the lines. Okay, so moving on from that one, let's just talk about some of the little ones I have actually. Oh, okay, so this one that I have on my arm here, this is a matching one with Jen, a little lavender sprig. We got this from John Boy in New York. And Jen had already been friends with him and we were visiting New York together. It was during that, do y'all remember like that time where it was storming? Was it that time or was it another time?
It's really snowing. Oh man, Jen, are you okay? Look at my face, it's covered in snow.
It might have been the snowing times. Oh my God, that was like the funniest weekend ever. But yeah, cute little wild lavender sprig. We have been talking about getting this matching tattoo for years and years. This is single needle, super, super subtle. Just a really cute little lavender sprig. I love it. And I get to look at it all the time and think about Jen. The other little ones that I have here are, I have this one, this rare one from A Rare Day. My girl Vanessa tattooed at A Rare Day. My graphic designer Jean and I came up with kind of like a flash sheet for a rare day. So if you got a tattoo from a rare day, I was involved in those designs. So that's one that just says rare and really cool script, with a little bling bling on there. And then actually Vanessa also did these other little teeny tiny guys that I have on here, the XOXO, and then this other little star sparkle. Those were tattoos from an Aggie party. I think it was like the first Aggie launch. Vanessa, we also got Vanessa to tattoo that. So yeah, my little guys. I love little tattoos, but you know, it's one of those things where my arm is already like covered so much that having little guys in between is just kind of fun and really not a big deal for me to get at all. I think we have 3 left. No, 4, okay. Next one I have is on my wrist here. So this says ARV, my sister's initials, and a little flower, and it's pretty drippy. It looks tight. I got this from Kane Cousins in Melbourne, Australia. I came across his Instagram a while ago, and we went to Australia last year. So I made a point to, you know, hit him up and make an appointment with him and get this done. Because I just really loved his lettering, and I loved this like kind of drip thing that he does. I saw it on a few different tattoos he did, and I was like, I freaking love that. I wanted to get my sister's initials, and I thought it'd be perfect. I honestly love this tattoo so much. I like how it goes a little bit on my hand. I haven't done anything on my hands yet, really, but it is quite close to it. I do want to get onto my hands eventually, and like, you know, let's discuss that in a little bit. If you're in Melbourne, go to Kane. He's awesome. So this tattoo is a Grim Reaper holding a rose. This one's by Nathan Kostecko. Fuck.
Kostechko.
Sorry, Nathan. I'm sure he's not watching this anyways. He's very booked up for a long time. So he kind of made an announcement on Instagram that he was just gonna randomly have like a flash day, or I don't know if it was random, but he planned just to do a flash day of walk-ins. So I was just like, oh hell yeah, I'm just gonna go in there and see what he's got in his books. And I saw this one. We went ahead and did it. I freaking love it. I've, you know, always wanted a Grim Reaper, another one of those things. He does skulls so beautifully and well. I love his style, so big fan of his. I do want to do some horses in the future, and that is something that I've just held off for a long time because I just haven't found the person that I really want to do it, and I think I really want him to do it. So those are some more that we're gonna do because I'm Year of the Horse. And talking about Chinese zodiac, actually, so I got these two from, or not two, the one, from my girl Emily K. She is another incredible artist. I cannot believe how freaking talented she is. So my mom is Year of the Rabbit and my dad is Year of the Snake. This is another design that I had wanted for many years. I think since I was like 20 years old or something. I wanted a design of a rabbit and a snake together. A lot of times you see designs with them together and the snake is like strangling the rabbit. I wanted it to look like they were just kind of playfully running together, or slither running together. And so that's what she came up with me because I really love how she does animals. I love how she does snakes especially, and I knew she would just do a fantastic job, and she freaking did it. And I love the placement too, so it works really well with the yin yang that's there. If my arm is straight, it looks good, and if my arm is bent, it also doesn't look like warped at all. So really love that. And then recently, my most recent tattoo we did, which was last week, is this mom heart one. Emily did that one, and this is again another very classic tattoo that I've just always wanted to get done. Emily's tattooing is amazing. It feels like nothing's happening. I mean, you can feel something happening, but it's really so light and not a difficult thing to sit through at all. All right, everybody, those are all my current tattoos on my body. I hope I really don't think I missed anything. Yeah, it's strange because I've never gone through individually and spoke about each one of them, but I guess I do have a good amount at this point. There will be additions in the future. To be honest, the reason why I've stayed on my arms is because I haven't known how to start on my legs. So I feel like I want to go to. I do have an idea of something, a design that I want, like the very first one that I want, but I haven't figured out who I want to do it at this point yet. I feel like I could really talk about tattoos like all day long, talk about, you know, I don't know, the impact of it on my life and why I like certain designs and how my parents feel about it and all that stuff. And I was gonna do a Q&A within this video, but I realized that would make this video so freaking long. So if you would like me to film that video discussing tattoos further, please leave your questions in the comments. I'll do a thing on Instagram stories or something so I can see those as well, and we can roll out that video pretty quickly after this one, because now that I'm talking about it, I'm realizing there is so much more to talk about. All right, so that is it for now. Support your local artists. Don't try and haggle them for money. Tip your tattoo artists. These are all the things we could actually discuss further. But yeah, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really love y'all and I appreciate your support, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.